Okay, so approximately the mission statement of this channel is to find out what emotions are foreign and what emotions are native to any one person or any people. And so you could perhaps see this as God or whatever the idea of God is. However, uh, theoretically constructible. I've had some person be like, oh, God doesn't exist either, as a sort of real concept or a theoretical concept. It's just nonsensical. But that, I don't know. I feel like it misses the point. It's like trying to argue with someone about a destination that they don't know where it is, and you're like, no, it's not there, it's not there. And it's like, well, I mean, the point isn't the destiny of it. It's more the looseness of the definition than it is the destination. So, I don't know. Self-help books, they're somehow very fascinating, I guess. Because while they don't have this sort of innate pull, they can sort of net things together, right? And you kind of like, and you got all of them in a corpus. And they sort of tell you, if not, you know, this human thing of being interested in a person, they tell you how to, or at least how it would be heavily suggested that someone could be interpreted emotionally. Like, not for me, but for thee. I was thinking of Jordan Peterson's book, The 12 Rules or 11 Rules, and how he has 42 rules on, like, the original Facebook post that's based off of. And I was thinking, rules for me, but not for thee. And I was thinking, yeah, because it's like some SJW goes like, if only I could have followed as many rules as you did, then I'd be much wiser. And then Jordan Peterson responds in his manly voice, yes, indeed, you would be so much wiser if you had more rules. But you can only handle so many rules, because that is the providence of my anarchist, libertarian, anarcho-capitalist, paleo, anarcho-primitivist framework, where you eat the snake and eat the snake is in vodka, which is Japanese sake. That voice is too high-pitched. I'm probably waking up the neighbors. They think I'm some sort of molester clown, which I am. But so I've always thought Ayn Rand is sort of similar to this. Or like a lot of fiction, really. And isn't that really the point of fiction, is to make you think like, oh, I have the same emotions, so I would do the same things. Like my grandma always, when she talks about movies, she's like, oh, I hope I could be heroic like that. Where it's like, cool. Everybody has those emotions where they sort of project themselves into the main character. MC, because it's just so honorable. It's like how I sometimes daydream that when I'm driving, I'm on the wires and I'm doing a Naruto run and I'm jumping from wire to wire, because I sometimes go faster in the car than my mind can visualize myself running on the wires alongside the road. The electrical wires, like like these wires going in the catenaries, the chain patterns. But my absurdist viewpoint to things, or perhaps you could just say it's like, I don't know, the non-linear mapping from the emotions of one person onto the emotions of any other person. And I'm gonna have to wrap this video up, I don't know, maybe. So the idea is that not necessarily as anything absurd, but as far as we can feel that it makes sense or not, it is, which is why it really appeals to me when I see movies where the people act not in a way that doesn't make sense, but their emotions don't really make sense, because I feel like that really is, our emotions aren't as much sensible responses as they are something transactional, like you feel this way, I feel this way, and it's a compromise, and it's not necessarily sort of clear what the intentions are. It can be muddied because, well, you know, existentialists would say like, oh, you can think you can or can't do something, but, well, given the sort of complicated nature of consent and sort of goals and desire and, you know, purpose in our society, purpose is really the most important one. How can you really know, what's your choice, and what's your choice through this sort of, I don't know, the fractal and the sieve of somebody else. This is cold. It's sort of cold, not really cold. Just so you know, I'm not actually cold. Yeah, so that's weird. That's my philosophy, basically. Camus or Sartre, but I've never seen Star Trek, so I can't really say I like Jean-Paul Star Trek that much, or that I dislike him that much. He seems pretty cool. I think he died of AIDS, so, that sucks. His selective features to a lot of things. You can't really know how it is, because it's really much like, what in our lives, how do we distinguish the daily ways we live our lives from just random tchotchkes? Someone sort of like, oh, the intense love of their life could be for the other person, just like, however much they translated it otherwise, it could just be like, oh, I like him around, or something like that. So, and not to say like I feel any of these sort of like insecurities or anything. It's just my mind is feeling that way. It can be more engaging that way. I'm tired. I'm sleepy, and I am lacking in cognizance for what I'm doing right now, which is leading to the video being more natural, but it's also more shitty. So I'll kind of cut it off.